Okay. Yeah, everyone hears me? Okay. Let's begin page 33b. We're prefacing the previous argument between Rebbe and Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel about if a man tells to 10 people to write a get, and to one of them he wants to nullify. So the halacha is Rebbe says he's able to nullify one of them, and Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says he's not able to nullify them. So there are two ways of learning this machlekes. One way was that according to Rebbe, if you nullify one person, the halacha is that edus, testimony that's only partially nullified, is not all nullified. That's Rebbe's opinion. And therefore, if they write the get, if the other ones that weren't told about this nullifying write the get, their writing is a good writing, because the get was the edus, the testimony of the get in general, was not nullified by some of the two edim, some of the 10 edim being nullified. According to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, however, according to Rebbe, what would happen is other people, the other ones of the 10 would go and give the get, and it would be a good get because it wasn't all nullified. According to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, it would the halacha is that all of it is nullified, all of the 10, and therefore, if the other guys go and they write it, they would allow it would be a problem, because the wife wouldn't know that she's that the get being given to her is not a real get. The other way of learning, I'm just reading it outside now. The other way of learning is that if someone tells 10 people something, he has to, in order to nullify it, the only way to do it is through nullifying all 10 of them, according to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. So according to Rebbe, that says that even one of them is able to be nullified. You don't have to go to all 10 of them. According to Rebbe, that would nullifying one of them, when he says yochel, he means it's able, it's a possibility. You're able to nullify just one. You don't have to go to all 10 of them. Okay, now based on this argument, we're going to start today's Gemara.
I think it brought down an example that if one of the agent was a relative or something and couldn't testify, like they would be disqualified.
It's a very good example, yes. Sure, it is about there. He asked the question to the rabbis. Kulchem mahu. If the husband goes over to 10 people and says, not only do the 10 people have to write the get, but every single one of them together, kulchem, all of you. In the last case, it was not kulchem, it was just to 10 people. Okay, so what's the din? Mahu, what's the din? The real question is, if he goes to 10 people and says that they have to write and bring the get, so what would happen is that one person, if he wants to nullify one person, that's our question. If he nullifies one person, is it all nullified? You have a place? Okay. Page 33b, in line starting with the word mahu. Okay. So now time of the Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. The reason for Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel's opinion that he said earlier was that he's not able to nullify this one, not in front of this one. So the reason of that is mishum de kasavar, because he holds edus shabbat lemiktsasa, a testimony that some of it is nullified, but lakula, all of it is nullified. Vihani and these people, kevan the amar lehu kulchem, since he told them that all of them have to bring it, lo matzu kasvi viavi, they're not able or allowed to write and give it. So, and when he says kulchem, it's as if he's when he's saying kulchem, he's saying all of them have to bring it, and when he nullifies one of them, another one is also automatically nullified. So what would be the only reason for allowing that he's able to be mevato one not in front of the other? Sorry, we're not going to go too deep now. We'll see in a second. Maybe maybe the reason for Reb Shimon ben Gamliel is mishum de kasavar, because he holds kol milsa, any matter demis abda be'ape be'asara, demis abda that is done be'ape in front of be'asara 10 people, shricha be'asara, you need 10 people, lemishlefa, to revoke it or to withdraw from it. So since and the reason would be that that you need 10 people to nullify it, and here it's not happening. Therefore, all even kulchem, even when he says kulchem, all of them have to bring it. Also, he's able to divorce with it, because nullifying one of them isn't going to nullify all of them. So therefore, if he nullifies one, so that one can't bring the get, and the rest could. According to Rebbe, according to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. So basically, we have a question. The question is, does Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel start to agree with Rebbe all of a sudden in the case of Kulchem, or not? Why? The first way of learning was, but if badla kula, if badla miktasa, if some of it is nullified, then automatically all of it is nullified. According to that way of learning, over here, that's the way it is. If badla miktasa in a case of kulchem, obviously it's badla kula. So they would both agree in that case. However, in the case of tricha be'asar l'mishlefa, if you go by that, then only Reb Shimon ben Gamliel holds of such a thing. According to Rebbe, actually just nullifying one of them is enough of a problem, and only according to Reb Shimon ben Gamliel is there no nullifying taking place here. He holds you need 10 people. According to Rebbe, Rebbe does not hold of that. Rebbe says the get was nullified already. Does that make sense?
How does he hold the get was already nullified? When and where? Just because he wanted the Mavatal one shliach?
According to who?
Why was it already nullified according to him?
Yeah, basically, if you nullify one, you nullify all in a case of kulchem, because kulchem means that all of them are part of it.
So they rise and fall as a group.
Exactly. So that would be according to both Rebbe and Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. The other way of learning, though, would make an argument now. Only Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel holds you need 10. So it's a chiddush.
Okay.
Is this related at all to, I think there was a machloket, I think we learned yesterday or the day before about having 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses for signing or witnesses.
No, it's a distant cousin.
Oh.
We will discuss it in the end of our Gemara. Okay, we'll see soon. So that's our question. We have a question about kulchem. If kulchem has the same argument as the above machlekes that we learned in the end of yesterday. Tashema, come and hear a proof. Amar lishnayim, he told 10 people, Tenu get liishti, give a get to his wife. He told 2 people to give a get to his wife. Yochel levato, he's able to nullify this one, not in front of this one. Divrei Rabbi, these are the words of Rabbi. Reb Shimon ben Gamliel Eimer, Ina Yochel. Reb Shimon ben Gamliel says he's not able levato to nullify. Elazeh bifnei, only this one in front of this one. The only way he's able to nullify it is if they're both together. Hey, according to Reb Shimon Gamliel, but so that's the end of this brisa. Sorry, this mission maybe. But shnayim, two people. When he tells two people, it's the ki kulchem dam. It is like all of them, all of you, really. Upligi, and they still argue. So I see if they still argue. So what's a machlekes? It's about tzricha limit. You remember what we said? The only way that they're still able to argue in the case of kulchem was if in tzricha be'asar l'mishlecha, if you need 10 people. Basically, when he tells two people, Omar lishnayim, he tells two people to write a get. These two people have to be involved in writing. These are two edim. Not one of them is able to say, "Oh, he just meant the other one." They're both intended. So shnayim is automatically like saying kulchem to 10 people. The same both ways. Amar l'shnayim means two people. All of them have to be there. All two of them. So now, if we see they're still arguing, the only way they're still arguing we mentioned above was tzricha be'asara. If you need 10 people to withdraw. Amar Ravashi, says Ravashi, ide ksiva. If we're dealing with ede ksiva, the edim about the writing, haki nami. So too, that you may be right, that maybe Reb Shimon ben Gamliel. So we'll see. Haki nami. So too, you may be right. That they still argue over there by ksiva. That but here with what are we dealing? With the edim of the bringing. Basically, there's in regards to ksiva, to writing, there is the halacha about edus, about a testimony. While in regards to the bringing, doesn't have the halacha of a testimony, rather it has the halacha of shluchus. And shluchus is different. He's sending him on a mission.
His testimony is the testimony.
Yeah, basically, it's connected to that. Even though he could be a plain writer or a plain signer or so. Okay, so haki nami. So we're saying that that if it's with ede halacha, basically the halacha by ede halacha is when it says that when he tells two people to bring the get by the ede halacha, maybe the other one would go without the permission. When he tells to two people to bring the get, maybe another one would go without permission, without the knowledge of the other one. He nullified one of them. So the other one now is gonna continue going on his mission. And what's gonna happen is, what's the problem? The problem is, so
one will get to the other.
Right. So with ede halacha, according to Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, the other one is able to be problematic. He wasn't nullified yet.
You got more than one shliach.
According to Rebbe, though, why would Rebbe argue? Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll find out by the end of the Gemara. Haki nami mistabra. Line starts halacha in the regular Gemara. Haki nami mistabra. So too, it's logical the katani seifa that it taught in the end. Omar lezeb ifnei atzma. If he told to this one by himself, uzeb ifnei atzma, to write a get, one person by himself and another person by himself to write the get. He is able to nullify. He's able to nullify one not in front of the other. Now, if you say bishlama be'edei halacha, it is good regarding the edim of the bringing. Why is he able to nullify one not in front of the other? It's regarding the edim of the bringing, that they're not, they don't have to be together. They're two separate missions. You don't have to combine them.
Would he need multiple gets to give to each shliach, or they could still?
Actually, why not? You're allowed to write. A person is allowed to write as many gets as he wants, right?
But someone can't go deliver it without a get.
Exactly, and the person that delivers it has to be a shliach. Okay, but now if he nullifies one, so the other one still has his mission, a personal mission. He has to do it.
He himself can't act as a shliach.
Once he was nullified, he's disqualified. No more. This person is not a good shliach now. Unless he writes another get and then tells him, then that would undo that. Okay, now it is good. It is good with the idim of the bringing. Shapir is good. But if you say regarding the witnesses about the writing, mimit starfi, would they combine? No one would think that the idim about the writing, meaning the people being told to actually write the get or assign the get, they wouldn't combine with each other because they were told at different times. As the Gemara says, my master said, their edus does not combine until they both see the edus at the same time. Shnehem yirish shnehem, both of them see it ke'echad at the same time. So therefore, only by a messenger like a halacha is there able to be a thought process of combining them, and therefore one can invalidate the other. So it must be with the edim regarding the bringing. Oh, it's regarding the edim of the bringing. So there's no argument over here. We're not relevant to the previous argument now.
So this is when one shliach who's nullified goes to the other shliach and says, like, listen, this is going now. We're told not to give it.
He doesn't have to go to the other one. They were told separate missions. You go bring the get, and he go bring the get. Separate missions. And therefore one of them is able to be nullified, and the other one doesn't have to be nullified. On the other hand, I made a mistake over here. Actually, with edim of halacha, we're having this argument. We're actually having this argument because two shluchim can combine.
What does that mean?
Well,
combine means they meet each other, or they just go together.
So yeah, I guess when they have to go together apparently, and if one of them is nullified, the other one may have a problem, and therefore this machlekes goes like this. Rebbe says he's able to nullify one of them, not in front of the other, meaning it's a good bittul. The other, it's only a bittul for the one that he nullifies. According to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, it's a bittul for both of them. And what about the other guy that doesn't know? He's going to bring the get, and with a very, very serious poker face, give it to the wife. And the wife is going to think she's divorced. So that's the argument. If by the edim of being a messenger, if they combine to be nullified, if one of them nullifies the other, or are they separate? Okay.
By the way, this is a big deal at weddings. This issue about a group of 18 rising or falling together is a big deal at weddings today.
Right.
The people doing the weddings are concerned that somebody included, if the group is overly large, they're concerned that someone in the group is puzzle, for example.
Right, or even relatives. A lot of relatives sometimes come to the wedding.
So somebody who does a lot of weddings told me that it didn't used to be the case, but today in Kabbalah, the Masada Kedushin will typically announce these two witnesses to the exclusion of all others.
Yeah, that's true. The best way to do it. The only reason why in some cases they wouldn't do it would be because everybody knows to not be thinking about it as an aid.
Right.
That would be the only exclusion. So if everyone was a Talmud Chacham, you would save 2 seconds. But whatever. Okay, so now back in the Gemara, Dilma maybe Rabbi Yeshua ben Karchas Virele.
But the wedding is only about the ring.
No, okay, 1 second. Dilma maybe Rabbi Yeshua ben Karchas Virele. We're now uprooting this. Maybe he holds like Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. It says that regarding 2 Eidim, their Eidos does not have to be at the same time. They could see, Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha says, even bazeh achar zeh. If one guy, it's not in the Gemara, even if one guy sees the Eidos, and then another guy sees the Eidos, and they're both not at the same time. They're both not seeing the same, one comes, the other one leaves.
This is
So
lazy.
even in such a case, such an Eidos would work.
No, it's lazy.
And am I able to mute him? How do I mute someone?
You didn't mute yourself.
Huh?
You didn't mute yourself.
What?
It's mute on your.
Okay, I'm not sure.
So I sent you.
Okay, we're gonna ask everyone to mute themselves. A second. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, everyone hears me? I'm sorry that I muted all. I would like to hear some people soon. Okay. So Omer Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda says Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda. Shmois mine Rav Abba Tarti. I heard from Rav Abba two halachas. Chada, one of them is Rabbi is like Rabbi. V'chada Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, and one the halacha is like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. There's 2 arguments, and one of them, I heard from Rabbi Abba that he paskins like Rabbi, and the other one I heard from Rabbi Abba that he paskins like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. Now, does he really? So the 2 arguments are like this. There is one argument of if the husband goes in front of Beis Din and says he wants to nullify the get. The get is he doesn't like the get, he wants to nullify it, and the wife isn't told about this, and the messengers that he sent to bring the get are going to do what? Still bring the get, because he goes to the Beis Din, and the Beis Din in his town, the wife doesn't hear about it, nor do the shluchim, and the get is the shluchim are gonna come with poker faces, and they're gonna bring the get, and it's not a real get. So therefore, that's one argument. According to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, that such a nullifying is a problem, and it's as if he didn't nullify it. Meaning it's a strong get. It's a very strong get. Even though he goes in front of Beis Din, it's still a strong get. Okay, because we make a decree, because we don't want him to do that. That's an evil thing to do, to go in front of a Beis Din that the wife doesn't know about.
Right.
Okay,
Yes,
that's one argument.
If he's going to nullify it, he has to get it delivered. If he could guarantee that it was delivered, it would it be that a week yet, nullified yet? It's only the fact he wrote it, nullified it, but it didn't get it delivered in time. FedEx didn't work that day.
Yeah, so he's never ever allowed to do such a thing, to go to Beis Din, because Beis Din has the power to nullify these things, but the wife isn't necessarily told about it. So that's the first argument. The second argument was the one that we just learned about, of if he's able to nullify one that's not in front of the other.
In front of the other.
There's 2 shluchim.
Two shluchim.
Yeah.
With 2, yeah.
Yeah, that's the second argument, right? According to Rebbe, he is. According to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, he's not. So says that in the Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda, here's 2 halachas from Rabbi Abba. Rabbi Abba must have been his teacher. So Chada Kerebi, v'Chada Kerebi Shimon ben Gamliel. One halacha is like Rabbi, and in one argument the halacha is like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. V'lo yidana, I don't know. Hey Kerebi, which one is like Rabbi? V'hei Kerebi Shimon ben Gamliel, and which one is like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel? I just heard the halacha is like him. I just don't know in which one. Rav Yosef says, Nechezi anan. Let us see. Let us figure it out the same way Rab Abba figured it out. Are you ready? The key also Rav Dimi, that when Rav Dimi came, Omar Maisa, he said a story that happened. Also Rebbe, and Rebbe did Kedivei Chachamim, like the words of the Chachamim. Basically, the case was there's the Dayanim, the Beis Din, evaluated someone's land, and they evaluated off. There was a sixth of the money missing, and Rebbe did like the words of the Chachamim, which according to the Chachamim, the sale goes back, because we realize over here they made a mistake, right? They're not always correct. They made a mistake, and the sale goes back. Okay, that's the words of the Chachamim. Omar the fun of, he said in front of him, Rabbi Parta Benaisha, Rabbi Lazar ben Parta ben Rabbi, and he calls him Parta, the son of Rabbi Lazar ben Parta, the grandson of Rabbi Parta Hagadol, tells him like this. Apparently, Rabbi was a great rabbi. Sorry, Parta may mean something to do with the Nasi Adar. Maybe it's Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, Rabbi Gamliel Hazakin. Okay, I'm not sure exactly. So he tells him. Parta just means a name.
And then
It's just a name.
the son of Rabbi.
Right.
Parta.
Right. Okay. So maybe he has good yichus. Maybe that's what he's saying. He's saying like this. Im kain. If so, ma kayach Beis Din yafa. What is the power of Beis Din worth? What did Beis Din do? Beis Din has to show that whatever happens through Beis Din works. And over here, oh, they made a mistake. Okay, it goes back to square one. So that was Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, his thought process. V'chazar Rabbi, back in the Gemara, Rabbi went back. V'also Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, and he did like the halacha of Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, which is imkain ma'akayach Beis Din yafa. What is the power of Beis Din worth? And the sale that they miscalculated is a good sale, is a good, and therefore, I see from here, ma'akayach Beis Din yafa. Yeah. If you raise your hand, I'll be able to unmute you. Sorry about this inconvenience. Oh yeah, you're able to unmute yourself? Okay. Does it work? Okay. So what we're saying over here is this Ma'akayach Beis Din yafa is similar to the case about if the husband goes in front of Beis Din. He goes to Beis Din and he says, the get that I gave, that he wants to nullify it. So what's the halacha? We say that going in front of Beis Din doesn't work. Why? Because Beis Din shows their power now. Ma'akayach Beis Din yafa. They show their power, and they make their own power not a power anymore, which is an amazing thing. But basically he goes to Beis Din, trying to nullify the get, and the very fact that he tells in front of Beis Din should have worked, but because of our gzeira, the decrees of Beis Din of the Chachamim, we make that such a divorce is not nullified, and it is a good divorce to such an extent that we said earlier that the kiddushin itself didn't count. It's such a strong divorce that it started already by the Kedushin. So which is the strongest form of a get. And anyone that's thinking about a kain here, don't ask me. This is a very hard question. A kain that marries someone, is there a divorce over here? It's a strong question. I don't know. Okay. So now Rebbe went back and did Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, and I see from here that if even Rebbe holds like Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, it must be that's the halacha. And that's that's the argument of if he nullifies in front of base. No, Reb Shimon ben Gamliel back in the Gemara, midah from the fact that this halacha is like Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, half Rebbe. The other one is like Rebbe, which is if he's able to nullify one not in front of the other. Now further. So the other one must be like Rabbi. So that's what I imply. So that's one way of learning this. The af Rabbi Yeshia, even Rabbi Yeshia min Usha. So so 1 second. Rabbi Shmuel Bar Yehuda learns from Rabbi Abba two things. One is like Rabbi, one is like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. We figured that out. Now another story. The af Rabbi Yeshia min Usha. Even Rabbi Yeshia from Usha Savar, he thinks. That one halacha is like Rabbi and one halacha is like Reb Shimon ben Gamliel. Okay, how do I know this? The Omar Rabba bar Chana, that said Rabbi Abba bar Chana. So Rabbi Yeshua is saying one is like Rabbi and one is like Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, and we're gonna figure it out in a second. Have patience. Rabbi bar Chana says. There were 5 elders, Chamisha Sabi, 5 elders. Havinan, we were Kamei de Rabbi Yeshia de Min Usha, in front of Rabbi Yeshia from Usha. Now, Osahahu Gavra, that man came, Kamei in front of him, the Ashkele Gita al Karche, and Rabbi Yeshia took the get from the man against his will. Omar Lon. He told to us, Zilu atmuru, go and hide yourselves. Vikasvula, and write it for his sake. He wants to get written. Apparently, this man has bipolar. This husband has bipolar. He wants to bring the get, and he goes even in front of Rabbi Yeshua from Usha, and they were afraid that he was going to nullify the giving of the get. So therefore, we snatched it from him. And we 5 elders, says Rabbi Bar Chana, we're going to give it, we're going to hide. Let's see what he says. Omar Lon, Rabbi Yeshua from Musha says to us, Zilu go, atmuru, hide yourselves. Don't let the husband see you, because maybe he'll nullify you. Okay? Vikasvula, and write it and give it. And if you would think Rebbe, that the halacha is like Rebbe, which Rebbe said, according in the first halacha, Rebbe does not hold. Rebbe holds that a man is able to go in front of Beis Din and nullify the shlichus of the get. If he's able to go in front of Beis Din and nullify the shlichus of the get, then these 5 people, they're hiding. They're hiding from what? The husband is able to go anywhere. To nullify the get wherever they are. They don't have to hide. Says the Gemara, when they hide, so what? He's able to nullify in front of Beis Din, whichever Beis Din of his preference, according to Rebbe. It must be Ella, rather, Shemami Naisi from here. The halacha over here is Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, that he holds the halacha is like Reb Shimon ben Gamliel. Now, I only know the first halacha is like Reb Shimon ben Gamliel. What about the second? And if you would think, idach, the other machlekes, he also paskins nami Reb Shimon ben Gamliel. He also paskins like Reb Shimon ben Gamliel. Lama lehu atmuri. So Reb Shimon ben Gamliel's argument over there is if he's able to nullify one of them, not in front of the other one. So then, Lama lehu atmuri. Why should they hide themselves? We're 4 lines from the bottom of the page in my Gemara. Why should they hide themselves? What's livduri ivduri? let them stay single. Let them never be found together in one setting. What's going to happen is he's going to go to one of them and try to nullify him. And according to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, he's not able to nullify them. According to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, Eino yochel vatel ela zeh bifnei zeh. So just being separate is enough. You don't have to hide in a cave. Being separate is enough. Even if one of them is in a cave, that's technically enough, right? Ella, rather, so and according to Rabbi, he says he's able to nullify one not in front of the other. Aha! So that would be a reason why he didn't say be single. Okay, Ella, rather, Shmami Naisi from here. Chodak Rabbi. One of them is like Rabbi, v'chodak Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, and one of them is like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. So it's two ways of saying the same thing. The same halacha is like Rabbi, and the same halacha is like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. The halacha about nullifying the in front of Beis Din, we would probably say like Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel to nullify it, and the halacha about if he's able to nullify one not in front of the other, that would be the halacha is like Rebbe, right? Okay, further. Virova Amar Nachman, and that Rebbe said, what did he say? He said he's able to nullify one not in front of the other. Therefore, being single wouldn't be a problem in our previous case. Rava, the third, the bottom line in the page. Rava Amar Nachman says in the name of Reb Nachman, halacha ki Rebbe b'shteihen. The halacha is like Rebbe in both of the halachas, in both of these arguments. So the first argument was if he's able to nullify in front of Beis Din. According to Rebbe, he is.
Ah.
And the second argument was if he's able to nullify one not in front of the other, and he is allowed, he is able. Okay, now that's a statement of Rava. In the name of Rav Nachman, Rav Nachman, does Rav Nachman not hold of Ma'akayach Beis Din Yafeh, of what is the power of Beis Din worth? Meaning that we have to show the special power of Beis Din, and therefore in the case that he goes in front of Beis Din, we should nullify Beis Din's power because of the strong power of Beis Din, nullify their power of nullifying gets. Gittin. He doesn't hold. Rav Nachman doesn't hold of that. We're going to bring a Gemara that says he does. Rav Nachman said in the name of Shmuel, Yisayim shebo lachlek. Yisayim that come to divide b'nichse avian in the portions of their father, in the possessions of their fathers. Their father passed away, so they want to divide. Based in Mamid and Lehen Apotropis, based in establishes for them an Apotropis. Uvayin Lehem Chelek Yafeh, and he chooses for them a good portion. Apotropis is a caretaker. He's hired either by Beis Din or by the father before he passed away, or the mother. I'm not sure.
Trustee.
Exactly. He's someone that knows how to deal with these stuff. Okay, so says Rav Nachman in the name of Shmuel, if they grew up, they became gedolim, bar mitzvahs, then they're able to argue about the way their lands were divided, because they're bar mitzvah. Now Rav Nachman is speaking in the name of Shmuel. Does he argue? Let's see in a second. Rav Nachman day. Rav Nachman by himself, Amar, Higdilu, if they got older, they became bar mitzvahs. They're not able to argue about the way their land was divided. Why? For if so, what's the power of Beis Din worth? Meaning, the apotropos here was established by Beis Din. Beis Din here made apotropos, and whatever the apotropos does goes, because Beis Din made him. Just because of that, even if he didn't divide it properly in the eyes of the Yisrael. So now, whatever whatever Beis Din decides goes, that sounds like he would say by our case of if the husband goes in front of Beis Din and nullifies the get, the nullifying doesn't happen. Right, because right, exactly. Because what good is that court? Says the Gemara further. Also, Mamaina, we say they're different. There, it's money. Here, it's Isser. By money, the Hefker of Beis Din is Hefker. Beis Din has the power to make someone else's land be in their domain. While in Isser, we don't play around. If Beis Din doesn't try to say Makayach Beis Din Yocha in a case of Isser, of Ishes Ish. Only in the case of money. Money is easy to say. Yeah?
Wow.
Okay, so that's why Rav Nachman says they're both like Rebbe. No one's arguing now. Further, is a story.
Sure.
Gidul bar Re'ilai, Gidul the son of Re'ilai, Shaddai la Gita sent her a get to who? Lidvesu, to his wife. Holding the sixth line on the new page in my Gemara on Daf 34a. Ozal Shlicha, the Shliach went. Ashkecha, he found her. The Hava Yasva, she was sitting Vinavla, and she was embroidering. Weaving, thank you. Oh my law, says the Shliach to her, Hagitech. He's trying to be nice. He says, this is your get, trying to say it in a nice way, doesn't want to hurt her feelings. Amrale, she tells him, Zil, go, hashta now, meha from here. Meaning, get out of here. Okay. But come back tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's what she told to him.
Can she do that? Is that
Yeah, she doesn't have to receive the get. Okay. Also, so meaning if he puts it in her hand, she's able to weave away and get out of it. She's technically able to never on her own accept the get, right? So the shliach goes to the husband and reports to what happened, and he shows the husband the get, says that he never gave it.
Wow.
Okay.
She dismissed.
Well, she dismissed him, but he said he's going to come back tomorrow and give the get. But meanwhile, the husband is happy that he didn't yet give it. So what does that show?
Will you retract it?
We'll see in a second. There's an argument about that. Okay. So Omar lay, and he tells him what happened. So Pasach, the husband opens up in speech, the Omar, and says, Baruch Hatei v'ametu. Says the bracha, oh, Baruch Hashem. So what does this imply? Is he happy with the get? Does he want to nullify it? He probably wants to nullify it, I see. He's happy with the get not being given. Yeah, do you want to say something? Okay, further. So since he's happy with the get being given, this shows that we'll see what the halach is here. Abayi says, Baruch Hatei v'ametu, that he said the bracha, he's happy. The get is not nullified. Rav argues and says, Baruch Hatei v'ametu, meaning he says this bracha, he's happy, and batul gita, the get is yes nullified. We act upon his being happy. My kamifagi, with what are they arguing? They're arguing about if he reveals his mind by a get. They're arguing about if that's able to nullify the get. If he sounds happy about the giving,
right,
the get is good. If he sounds sad, sounds like the get is yeah.
He doesn't need a base to nullify this thing or AD or anything.
Oh, that's true.
She says, "Oh, I'm glad you delivered."
That's a good point. I'm not sure who the Gilei Das has to be. Maybe he has to tell the shliach.
Yeah.
If he tells the shliach that, by the way, he's not happy about giving the get, So even though that doesn't nullify the shlichus, you're allowed to do things that are hard for you, right? Everyone does things that are hard for them, right? So no, he has to in the end. Or do we say, oh, he actually wants to nullify it? That's our argument.
Does the shtiach go back the next day, by the way? We know that. Is he really deliberate?
It's actually an argument between what we said, between these two opinions. Okay. So that's the end of so the Begile Daita Begita Kamifli, the Abaye Sava Gile Daita Begita Lav Milsi is not a matter, meaning revealing his mind doesn't count as anything. Rav Sava Gile Daita Begita is yes Milsi, is yes does count as a nullifying, let's say. Okay, further, next piece for those that are starting fresh. Wait,
That's the end of this whole thing.
it's not, but it's a new concept of Gile Daita Begita that Abaye says it's not a matter. It's not a showing the husband showing that he doesn't want the get. According to Abaye, it does not mean anything. According to Rava, it does mean something. Now, these two opinions are now going to be arguing back and forth about who's right. Okay.
Wow.
Starts Rava. Amar Rava, says Rava. From where can I prove it? From where can I say my opinion? The Rav Sheshes from here. Rav Sheshes Ashkele. Rav Sheshes took the getaway, or took the get lehahu gava for that man, be al karche against his will. And he tells to them, the sadi to the witnesses, Haki Rav Sheshes. This is what Rav Sheshes is telling you. Levato gita, to nullify the get. Okay. So Rav Sheshes needed a gita achrina, needed him to bring another get. Okay. So why did he need him to bring another get? Because he told to them in the name of Rav Sheshes to nullify the get, and apparently such a nullifying is questionable. He's saying Rav Sheshes is nullifying. Rav Sheshes is not a husband. How is he nullifying it? Yeah, so it must be proof that Gilei Das is considered a matter. And Abaye says, was Rav Sheshes a nullifier of Gittim of men? Is he? Ihu Batle, he himself nullified it. He says, Ani mevato haget. That's what he says. And this that he told to them, to the witnesses, the name of Rav Sheshes, like this in the name of Rav Sheshes, Mishum Dafnoi, was because of the policemen of Rav Sheshes that would beat him up if he does something not like halacha. And the policemen know that Rav Sheshes wants the get to be given in finality. And if he starts saying his own things, then the policeman will beat him up. So that's why he was afraid. And really, it's no proof. Really, he actually did nullify it. Okay, we'll stop here. What time is it? 24. Okay, we'll stop here. Yeshikach. The Gemara is going to continue about this argument about Rav Sheshes and about Rava and Abaye. Okay, Yeshikach.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yeshikach.